So today is one of complicated chapter, but it is important for our diagnosis and management. Delay diagnosis, delay management create a problem. That is, in last class I talked about the cryptomenalia. Yes? Yeah, would you remember that cryptomenalia? What is that? Actually, cryptomenalia key. That is one of the congenital anomalies of the outlet obstruction, collection of blood and then hematocorpus, hematometra, hematosalpinx, and ultimately destroy the fallopian tube. And if fallopian tube is destroyed, then what happens? There is infertility, total infertility. Fertility never possible. So any problem, especially congenital anomalies, malformation, maldevelopment, we should diagnose earlier. Okay? So what is malformation and maldevelopment? That is abnormal, away from normal. Formation, nothing there. Suppose agenesis, nothing, there is no growth and development. And maldevelopment, there is formation but not proportionately development, like hypoplasia. So there is two terms. Our reproductive tracts develop from where? There is two systems, ductal system and another is gonad. Gonad and duct same origin or different origin? Different origin. So that means if ductal system, Mullerian duct system is hampered, that means not associated with the gonadal development. So if there is absence of fallopian tube, uterus, cervix, vagina, but at the time gonad, ovary is also present. There is development of the ovary most of the time. And what is the incidence? 1%. Gross congenital anomalies is 1%. And 30 to more than 30%, 40-50% case associated with the renal anomalies. Renal anomalies. Why renal anomalies coincide with the genital tract? As you think the origin, the mesonephric duct and paramesonephric duct, that is Mullerian duct, Wolffian duct are parallel. Growth, development, all are parallel. So one duct system, that is Mullerian duct, is affected, then parallelly mesonephric duct also affected. From mesonephric duct, the heart, all things, kidney, ureter, bladder, all are developed. So the kidney system is also affected if there is genital system is affected. So if we found congenital anomalies of the uterus, cervix, ovary, then we should rule out of the kidney system also. Okay? So our gonad, our Mullerian duct system, how they control? By number one, chromosomal. XX chromosome control the growth and development. Hormone estrogen control the growth and development. Okay? Now you think simply. So malformational maldevelopment, there is a 7 classification. Classification agenesis means there is no growth and development. Agenesis, no, absent of vagina, absent of cervix, uterus, like this. Muller, there is a big term of the syndrome. If there is absence of, that is Mullerian agenesis, there is a different syndrome associated. And there is, but gonad is functioning most of the time. So there is secondary sexual, other characters. There is breast development and others. And if Mullerian agenesis, suppose there is Mullerian agenesis, no uterus, nothing, external genital ambiguous sometimes, so you should think about intersex. And so at that time we need to do karyotyping of the patient as to exclude androgen insensitivity syndrome. There is a chromosomic XY, but the patient genotype is male, phenotype is female. The androgen insensitivity syndrome. Phenotype means there is physical manifestation. Genetically male, but দেখতে ছেলেদের মতো, মানে মেয়েদের মতো। তার মানে অ্যান্ড্রোজেন কাজ করতেছে না, অ্যান্ড্রোজেন সেজন্য হলো অ্যান্ড্রোজেন ইনসেনসিটিভিটি সিনড্রোম। And another is adrenal hyperplasia. There is adrenal hyperplasia syndrome. There is also from adrenal gland. What are the hormones secreted? Glucocorticoids, androgens. Also, so in case of adrenal hyperplasia congenital, it is called congenital CAH, congenital adrenal hyperplasia. There is abnormal formation of the hormone. It affects the both external genitalia and also internal genitalia. Okay. And now we come to the that is agenesis of the mullerian agenesis, very common. Sometimes just small portion of the vagina that is developed from the sinovaginal bulb, only that portion, and totally agenesis. In that case, what are the problem of the patient? Growth and physical growth and development is okay, but there is no there is no uterus, nothing. So there is no menstruation. So primary amenorrhea. So primary amenorrhea, one of the important causes mullerian agenesis. Okay. Then another is hypoplasia. There is a formation, but not so much. Suppose uterus is normally how many centimeter? Normally cavity 7.5 centimeter and cervix 3 centimeter, like this, and everything has a normal size and shape. So if there is hypoplasia, then there is less length, shape somehow abnormal, and function is also abnormal. Suppose hypoplasia uterus, there is a history of recurrent abortion, hypoplasia, and less scanty meals, and so many problems. And the septate uterus, septum, there is a septum. The mullerian duct comes together, and there is cannulation of the septum. So if there is no cannulation, then it is septate uterus. And sometimes complete septate, sometimes partial septate. If part of the septum is cannulated, then it is partial septate. Okay. So that is mullerian duct by the fusion and cannulation of the two ducts, the uterus is formed. Okay. Let's go to the board pattern. So suppose mullerian ducts, from the mullerian ducts so this is horizontal portion of the mullerian duct, this is vertical portion. So that is from the horizontal portion fallopian tube is formed, and this vertical portion comes to each other, the septum. Ultimately there is a naturally cannulation. Cannulation means there is a formation of the canal. Okay. So ultimately the uterus is formed. Now if there is no cannulation, then septate uterus, and if there is a part of the cannulation, then partial septum. And if only one If only one duct is formed, then what is unicornate uterus? That is unicornate uterus, but it is sometimes rudimentary horn there is. Maybe cannulation, may not be cannulation. Okay? And sometimes only like this. Unicornate uterus, okay? And if both the didelphus, both two uterus, there is two uterus, okay? This, in different, that is two uterus and like this. So, two uterus and two cervix. Two cervix, two uterus is formed, and vagina sometimes two, maybe a single, or cervix sometimes two body, but sometimes the cervix may be single. Most of the time two cervix. So it is called didelphus. Didelphus uterus. Okay, and others is indentation. There is sometimes fundus not grow properly. Sometimes fundus like this, fundus like this, but sometimes fundus not bulging properly. It is there is stenting of the uterus. So this is called arcuate. It is called arcuate uterus. Okay. These are the important unicornate, bicornate, didelphus, and arcuate uterus. These are the most common anomalies. And sometimes there is two vagina, two cervix also. Okay. Now if you think this male development and malformation will affect our reproductive functions. So clinical features is important. So I told if Muller agenesis, though no menstruation, primary monitor. If unicornate uterus, hypoplastic uterus, also associated with scanty means and dysmenorrhea, menorrhagia. Didelphus uterus means two uterus, two cervix, or sometimes one cervix, two vagina, or most of the time one vagina. That is associated with what? যদি দুইটা ইউটেরাস থাকে তাহলে ব্লিডিং কম হবে না বেশি হবে? That is called menorrhagia. Sometimes associated with bleeding also. That is pain also, more pain. So didelphus uterus. Unicornate uterus, what is the problem? That is also, if it is associated with rudimentary horn and non-communicating horn, then blood also collected with the non-communicating horn, and it will cause more pain. So it is dysmenorrhea. Painful menstruation is called dysmenorrhea. Now this is some part of the time. If there is patient is pregnant, then what may be the outcome? Possibility of abortion, possibility of malpresentation, and possibility of obstructed labor. So abortion and recurrent abortion and infertility and malpresentation, that is unicornate uterus associated with breast presentation most of the time. As there is unicornate uterus, so less space, baby fetus cannot move. So there is malpresentation also most of the time. Breast presentation, good. Then another is preterm labor also. There is preterm labor and obstructed labor also, especially in case of septate uterus. In case of septate uterus, that is possibility of the obstructed labor, prolonged labor, ultimately obstructed labor. Okay. So these are the problem in male development. So we should diagnose earlier and manage accordingly. Suppose how can you diagnose? From history and from nowadays ultrasonogram. can diagnose, but that is one of the invasive procedure is yes. From hysterogram, you should know the procedure also. We can see the inner side. By ultrasonogram, most of the ultrasonogram and laparoscopy, we should see mostly the outer side. Inner side is less you can understood. But if we want to see the inner outline, inner cavity, inner shape, then we should do the hysterosalpingogram. Have you any idea about hysterosalpingogram? Salpingogram. It is one of the invasive procedure. Why invasive? We go through the uterine cavity. Then uterine cavity, but it is outdoor procedure. You can do a method outdoor with patient counseling. Only may need some analgesic. You can proceed.